Broadcasting stations. It's time for Wallow and Friends on Sports 56, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here's your host, the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
As I was walking down the street.
Home sweet home. So nice to be back, at least for a couple of days. Sweet bowl eligibility, too. How about that for the U of M? That's 8 years in a row. Self-destruction, no, for the basketball team in Brooklyn. The Grizz have life without Ja. That was an interesting basketball game just last night. And the coaching carousel in full swing. Those are the things that we will be talking about this morning. Mike Fitzsimmons will come your way at about 10:25. TJ Reeves, fresh off that Tampa win yesterday, he will be with us at about 10:40, 10:42, somewhere in there. So the Tiger football team has done something now that no Power 5, a Group of 5 school has done. Not UCF, not Houston, not Cincinnati, all going to the Big 12. Not BYU, going with them. Memphis, the only Group of 5 team in the country to go to a bowl 8 straight times. There's only like 11 or 12 schools, period, I think, that have done that. It's really sweet accomplishment, and I'm so happy for Ryan Silverfield. Where are they going to go? We all don't know. I thought we'd know yesterday. I really did. I thought we'd know, and I thought it was going to be Hawaii, but we'll find out. It could be Frisco. The rumor is they want him bad. Memphis has already been to that Frisco Bowl. You play in this MLS stadium, which is probably a good place for the fans to see the game. Horrible for the broadcasters. I'll let you know that. But I think it's a reward for the kids to go to Hawaii. There's also the Fenway Bowl. Fenway Bowl, I think you play an ACC team. Traditionally, the top teams, the better record teams by the appointment of Mike Oresco, play against the Power 5 schools. The Frisco Bowl, I'm trying to remember, I think you might play, maybe it's a Mountain West school, maybe a WAC school. What is it, Jay Morgan?
Frisco Bowl is the American. It says it's the only tie-in.
Okay.
So it could be, I guess, anybody then.
Yeah. Boy, I felt bad for Texas San Antonio.
Conference USA.
Oh, it's CUSA. Okay. Oh, you know who I've seen in that game? Like UAB. Memphis and UAB in that game. The Birmingham Bulls against an SEC team, so that most likely would not occur either. So we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, I thought it would already have happened. So this coaching carousel, it's crazy. How can you turn down $13 million to go to Baton Rouge? And by the way, if anybody knows, text me on the AutoZone text line, 901-360-8255, same as the AutoZone phone line. And let me know. I haven't seen how much USC paid him. Could he have taken less money to go to Los Angeles than to go to Baton Rouge? And is there a humbling of those who just breathe and eat the LSU football program or the LSU athletic program, period? I was a little stunned. I did think it was pretty cocky, arrogant, I don't know, of Lincoln Riley to say, I'm not going to LSU, and then turn around 20 hours later and take the job in Los Angeles.
What a move. Heady play. He didn't lie. I'm not going to LSU. Not going to LSU.
But he made those people in Norman, Oklahoma, mad forever.
They're writing articles about, he's so good, he's not going anywhere, and he's not afraid to say it. And then, a month later, he's going to Southern California. Scared of the SEC, Lincoln Riley, by the way. I think that's
exactly right. I think he goes, wait. I knew I could dominate in this league. I mean, the best team other than us is Texas, and they stink. And they have stunk. They've stunk ever since they let go the old guy, Mac Brown. They're terrible. I know I can dominate. Wait a second. You want me to go in the SEC? Oh, my gosh. I know that's great for the school. They're going to make a lot of money. I can't win every year there. All these schools want me. What? USC? And guess what? Where USC could not get the great quarterbacks, Bryce Young, Matt Corral, to stay home, Lincoln Riley had a 5-star kid from Los Angeles who was going to Oklahoma. Guess what he just did?
Decommitted.
He decommitted. He's going. Where's he going?
Staying home.
He's staying at home to play at USC. Love it.
Actions speak louder than words, Dave. He's running scared.
The Pac-12 is terrible, too.
It is.
And he's going to dominate there. Why go to the SEC where you're going to get your brains bashed out? Or really, even if you lose 2 or 3 games, I mean, if you become great, which you can, either place, Norman or Baton Rouge, but you got to play Alabama and Auburn every year? Not Ole Miss and Arkansas is in that same division.
No telling who you have to play every year. No telling how many wins you're going to get every year. Dan Mullen, a respected coach for ages, just got fired at Florida.
Right. So I can't blame him for getting out. And I would choose USC and that league over Baton Rouge and LSU every day of the week. I don't know if he even took more money. I couldn't believe a football coach. They're football coaches. They're not brain surgeons. They're not going to save the world.
Yeah.
They're not going to give us rocket science perfect. We're not going to do any NASA exploration because of their brains. They're football coaches. $13 million. Wow. You know, it's the law of supply and demand. That's what the free marketplace is all about. And we love football enough that a guy can make $13 million. And in some cases, like Nick Saban at Alabama, what he's done for that institution, the $9 million or more, and I'm sure he's going to get a raise now, but whatever he's getting, you know, he's worth the money. There's no question about that because of what he's done for that institution, their status, and financially. But $13 million to go to Baton Rouge. I don't know if he took more or less money to go to Los Angeles. There's a lot of interesting things in this. With that move, I love this. Bob Stoops, who I just watched as a studio analyst, he's actually going to coach Oklahoma in the bowl game.
No way.
Yes, they're bringing him back. You didn't see that story?
I did not see that. That is hilarious.
Bob
Stoops. And they might hire his brother.
And they could hire his brother.
How about that?
Well, I think his brother's been a little underappreciated.
Well, if
I were Kentucky, I would do whatever I could to keep him. I don't know if I'd pay $13 million, but I'd keep him if I could. But he could go there. So everything is starting to go crazy here. I don't believe this for a minute. Probably a move to make more money, but the first name that came up for the Oklahoma job before Mike Stoops ever did, or before you even knew Bob Stoops was coming back to coach the team for the bowl game, the name you heard was Cliff Kingsbury, the Arizona coach. I'm not sure I've seen a winning NFL coach ever leave the league to go back to college.
When he was fired there, and that's why he got the job in Arizona in the first place. He got fired at Texas Tech. But what's it called, posturing?
He got fired at Texas Tech, but that was really weird circumstances too.
Traded up, though.
Yeah.
But I think isn't it called posturing when your agent sends stuff to like the Adam Schefters and all those guys?
He's trying to get more money.
Just trying to get more money.
That's probably true, but it certainly is interesting. If it's not him, two names that appear to be at the top of the list. Everybody's top of the list. Washington's, everybody's, is Mario Cristobal. And
Miami.
Well, is it him? He's on the list for Miami, but
so
is Lane Kiffin.
If they even fire Manny
Diaz. Well, they got to
Diaz.
hire an AD.
Exactly.
The AD's got to fire Manny Diaz, and don't you think that there is the president or there's some major administrator at the University of Miami that is doing all the machinations, and there's going to be they're going to go to an AD and say, look, here's what we'd like to do. Are you on board? So I don't think Manny Diaz is going to last in Miami. The question is, will Lane Kiffin, Mario Cristobal be the guy, or will Cristobal or Josh Heupel be the guy?
And if it is, coaches at Tennessee leaving like that after a year.
If it is, how many coaches since Philip Fulmer? How many?
Was that 5?
Dooley?
The brick by brick guy.
Butch Jones.
Butch Jones, there you go.
Dooley, Jones,
and then
Heupel.
Oh, we forgot the Alabama, the guy that just they fired. What's his name? I'll look it up.
How can we not forget this? This would be the 5th.
Well, because he's so forgettable, Dave. That's why.
Dooley, Jones.
I can't believe I'm blanking on this.
Me neither. It's crazy.
Well, I can't even find it and looking up now.
We'll get it. We'll get it in a second. Somebody will text us. We'll get that momentarily. I am sure.
No, Jeremy Pruitt.
Jeremy Pruitt.
There we
go.
Gosh. Jesus. Well, that's how forgettable he is, Dave. He was so bad. Why even know his name?
I shouldn't remember because he mangled the English language. That bugged me.
16 and 19 his record. Well, you don't remember 16 and 19 coaches.
Well, and got him in trouble too.
Yeah.
Jeremy Pruitt, Butch Jones, Dooley, Heupel. That'd be the 5th coach if that occurs. Now, I'm not hoping that for Tennessee.
I don't think it happens.
I think Heupel will win there. I wouldn't say that because Oklahoma is in a pickle. Yeah, they are. And now there were some problems, I think, at the end. Remember, Heupel was their OC.
Do you think they'd be more likely to hire, though, Stoops, who his brother is coaching? Bob is coaching the game. Mark Stoops or Heupel? I would think it would be, of the 2 SEC coaches, be far more likely Mark Stoops, right?
Well, I don't know. First off, I don't know that Stoops would leave if Kentucky sweetens the deal because you're not going to be under the pressure at Kentucky ever with that basketball program.
Certainly not.
Than you would be in Norman, Oklahoma. And the other is that Josh is one of them. He was a great quarterback at Oklahoma. And he is a really, really, really good offensive mind. And the only reason he had any issues at Oklahoma was because of his relationship with Bob Stoops. So I don't think it's with the school. So anyway, that is interesting. Billy Napier, that LSU wouldn't even look at, now goes to Florida. And let's see what else. We still got openings. LSU, Virginia Tech, Washington. Those are just a few. Cutcliffe out at Duke. Sonny Dykes goes to TCU, but it looks like they're already going to get Rhett Lashley, who is a good coach.
He's great. And that's Manny Diaz is trying to keep his job, saying that I hired this guy who's such a good coach, I could do that again.
But he's not there. So they don't have an OC at the moment. And Temple, this morning, fired their coach, Rod Carey.
Really? I didn't see that.
That just happened this morning. So the carousel is going crazy. All right. On Mondays, we got to give you our medals. We'll give those to you in just a second. But we got our lock review. 1 and 2 for me, 2 and 1 for you.
That's right.
But Seems like that's the case on most weeks.
But, Dave, you're 5 and 3 in the NFL.
I just should stick to the NFL.
Your NFL record is excellent.
My college record is terrible. 4 and 10. And then I got absolutely jobbed by the Lakers.
Oh, that was a tough game.
How did they lose that game? And we never went over the Grizzlies game. I got to say this real quick. Ja's out only a few weeks, we hope. And that seems to be the case. Definitely not season ending. How about the defense, though? That's what won them the game. They were up right off the bat. They held Sacramento to 101 points. Ty Jones starts at point guard. This is something the Tigers need to emulate. He had 8 assists without a turnover. Apparently, it'll be Desmond Bain who will get a lot of Ja's 19 shots a game. He'll take them, believe me, and he'll make them. Team played really good inside. They killed them on the board, 68-49, and the Grizz had 11 blocks. They only had 9 turnovers, not 22 or 26. 5 guys in double figures. Now they're at 10-10. If the playoffs started today, they'd be the 8th seed.
I don't have the stats in front of me, but I believe Tyus Jones and Ish Smith have the 2 best turnover differentials in the league. Those guys just don't turn the ball over.
Tyus Jones had the best differential, the best turnover to assist ratio, I think, in the league last year too.
Really,
he never turns the ball over. He's unbelievable. So congratulations to the Grizz, back to 500. It seems to be the way they are, right? They're going to be 500. They will be 500 the whole year. They win games they're not supposed to win. They lose games they're not supposed to lose. They're crazy, but they need Ja back. That is for certain. So there's your lock review as I got out of that quickly right to the Grizz, and now it's time for Precious Metals. I got to give the Cincinnati Bengals my first bronze medal. Cincinnati just beat up their big brother. I mean, isn't that the way it's supposed to be? Pittsburgh's supposed to be big brother, Cincinnati little brother. That's sort of the way it's been portrayed over the last few years. And they just killed them 41-10. They ran all over them, and Pittsburgh could not answer. They had absolutely no run game. Joe Mixon had 165 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pittsburgh had 51 total rushing yards. They had a third of what Joe Mixon had.
Couldn't even get going.
No. Cincinnati now 7-4. That's second in the NFC North. Guess what? Playoffs started today. They're in, and I'll tell you, I think they're going to be in. I think Cincinnati's going to be a playoff team. Joe Burrow is good. Mixon's maybe even better. Cincinnati's defense is outstanding.
You love when you have a running back and then one of the best receivers with Jamar Chase, too. It just makes it tougher to stop.
I'm going to give 2 silvers out. The first one's to the Golden State Warriors. Do you know they've won 8 in a row?
They're playing unbelievable.
They are now 18-2. 18-2. Only one ahead of Phoenix, which is 17-3. The defending champions of the Western Conference are not going away. This is going to be a great race between those two. And don't forget, there's 2 pieces still not playing.
Klay
Thompson, who's now back full practice. James Wiseman,
former Tiger,
who's back full practice. And guess where they're going? They're actually going to go to the G League to play a couple of games. Klay and James to get their acts together. And then now, see, we've seen this before. The chemistry of a basketball team is so incredibly important that people sometimes don't understand that. And a lot of times you insert 2 new players, maybe really good players, and the team struggles for a little bit to find their traction. I don't know if that will happen with Golden State and Steve Kerr, but we'll see. Other silver medal has to go to Michigan. I didn't think Michigan had a chance against Ohio State. If you look the last few years, look at the Harbaugh record against rivals, not very good. He's never beaten Ohio State.
Has now won.
Boy, did he pound them, too. Again, the running game's so critical. He ran all over them on a field that was perfect for running and not good for throwing. Even though Stroud, on occasion, looked about as good as he could, but in the trenches, where games usually are won or lost, it was clearly Michigan, and now if Michigan will beat Iowa, and I think they got a break by Minnesota beating Wisconsin, I really do. Now they play Iowa, and they should handle Iowa, and then they will be in the playoff, and now nobody's talking about firing Jim Harbaugh. I didn't see that in any of the coaching carousel things. And then my goes to the Tiger football team. And I'll reiterate what I said earlier, 8 bowls in a row. No group of 5, except Memphis, has gone to 8 bowls in a row. Congratulations to Ryan Silverfield. 47 different players missed at least one game because of injury. That's pretty much half your team. And yet they prevailed. This freshman quarterback, I got to give you guys a little story here. He can take a hit. It doesn't bother his shoulder because he's got this AC sprain in his shoulder. And it's his throwing hand. It's his right shoulder. It hurts to throw, and he still threw for 336 yards. Hurts to throw, and the dude is still coming through. He might be the greatest freshman quarterback in college that I've ever seen. I personally have ever seen. There probably are better. I haven't seen him up close and personal. I'm telling you, this kid is really special, and it's been a pleasure to watch him play, and he's class the whole way. Well-raised young man, no doubt about that, and he and the Tiger football team, which fell behind twice in the game, 7-0, 14-7, refused to lose. They knew it was on the line. Defense played really well after the first few series. They had 4 turnovers they created and didn't turn it over once. That's the difference in the game, and the Tigers are going bowling.
That's football toughness in the war of attrition there. My bronze medal goes to Sean McVay. He showed up to the game. He did an interview with some woman for ESPN. I'm forgetting who it was, but showed up to the game in a 3-piece suit, only to change into a sweatshirt and sweatpants to go do his job.
What was he in the Reddit thing? Reddit did this thing, polled
all
these
the hottest the hottest coaches.
Yeah.
I got to get my sheet out. It was he was somewhere in the middle there. I can't. Oh no, he was 5th.
Yeah, I would have thought he was way up there.
Good-looking guy. A little bit. Look at me, Sean McVay. Anyway, Silver, Vita Vea yesterday playing for the Bucks. He lost his tooth during the game, and I don't mean he lost his tooth like his tooth came out. It broke in half. And which hurts far worse. And he continued to play through the entire game and was smiling after the game, showing it off to people. That's, speaking of football toughness, geez, I don't know how that happened. Broke off. I can't imagine how bad that hurt. Gold medal goes to the Dolphins. Winners of 4 straight.
God, get out of here.
Winners of 4 in a row. They're 5-7 now.
Oh my God! I think I'm going to have to ban them from the medals too.
Tua was methodical.
You're going to give them every week. Every week you give the Dolphins a medal. Do I do that with the Bears?
No. But
did I give them a medal?
You could this week though, because they had a great win.
They beat the Lions. I'm not going to go crazy. Who did the Dolphins beat yesterday?
I already forgot. See, I'm off my game today. The Panthers. Oh, they murdered the Panthers yesterday. Huge win for the Dolphins.
Gold medal for that. Let me give my first rust. It goes to Cam Newton. Cam Newton gets a rust. The Panthers are down to Cam Newton. So I gave the guy a gold medal 2 weeks ago because he came in and his first run was a touchdown. His first pass was a touchdown. I've never seen that before. You know what his numbers were in this game? And it's not because the Dolphins are that great. Don't go crazy.
It was terrible.
He was 5 of 21 for 92 yards and 2 interceptions. That percentage is under 24%. It's the worst completion percentage in the National Football League in 7 years, since 2014. Come on. You're going to give a gold medal to a team that faced that quarterback and that offense?
Brian Flores' defense. I thought Matt Rule was this quarterback whisperer. Anyway, my rust goes to Mac Jones, who going for a first down slid, stood up, did the first down sign. He was 2 yards short of the first down marker.
Oh, he gets a rust for that.
Said it was a rookie mistake.
I got to give one more rust.
Oh, sorry.
Too. That's okay. Cincinnati, the basketball team. So they beat Illinois by 20 when they were ranked like 10. Then they play Arkansas to the buzzer. They got beaten after leading the whole way, but it's close. They're in that league, right? Then they go home. They play Monmouth at home and lose 61-59. How does that happen? They get a rust for that. And those are our medals. We are already late for a break. I'm sitting in the Family Leisure studio. Don't forget, we've got arcades now up to 25% off. Air hockey and foosball tables starting at under $150. Wow. Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, they're in stock, ready for delivery. Great deals on hot tubs and saunas. Trampolines up to 20% off. All in time for Christmas. Delivery schedule is filling up fast. Reserve your date so you've got everything in time for the 25th. Family Leisure, I-40 and Whitten Road. And this portion of the show is brought to you by the Spirit Shop. Weekend's over, but it's the holidays. You got to keep up. You got to stay in stock. Go see Eddie Connor and that entire crew right at Poplar and St. Nick, 4848 Poplar Avenue, Little Log Cabin. You've passed by a million times. Go see Eddie. Talk to him about the latest wines. Talk to him about the bourbons. Talk about the tequila. Talk about any beer that you want to. They've got them all. And then you can talk about accessories. Like if you want something to rim a glass, they've got the perfect thing for every cocktail. If you want to be a mixologist, go mix it up with Eddie Connor. That's, again, Poplar and St. Nick. They've been around since 1969, family-owned and operated. It's the Connor family at the Spirit Shop. Back in just a minute, we go to Oxford and our friend Mikey Fitzsimmons. He comes your way in a minute.
Johnny Radio's Happy Hour has a new time, but with all the same shenanigans. For all you looking for something to make you smile, think, and laugh, look no further. We're drinking from 11 to 1 Monday through Friday. Same style, same great guests, just kicking off the day a little early. Enjoy your Happy Hour 11 to 1 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian
Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
So who's hitting the road for the holidays? I know there's a lot of people who want to get their car, truck, or SUV road ready. How about you? Gotta love this news from our friends at Auto Universe Germantown, 7300 Winchester, just off 385. Get this, full service maintenance with no wait time, and you can get an appointment for any day. That's unreal. Big discounts right now for everything from brake service and wheel alignment to replacing wiper blades, rotating tires, checking the battery, even servicing the transmission. Call Auto Universe Germantown today and ask for Robert. Great deal on the oil change and brake check. Or ask about the deal on the radiator service. There really is no wait time. Call for an appointment and get it done. Professional detailing is 20% off now, and you can get paintless dent removal in the Collision Center. Happy holidays from Auto Universe Germantown. Incredible selection of pre-owned luxury vehicles and full service with no wait time. 7300 Winchester or eautouniverse.com.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Hey friends, Bill Russell at Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers, and this year we're celebrating our 36th Christmas. And in those 36 years, we've learned what Memphis women want in jewelry. From the most talented jewelers and designers in this country and abroad, we've gathered a stunning collection of the finest jewelry in the Mid-South. Diamonds and rubies, emeralds and sapphires, any gemstone you can imagine, all set in a magnificent array of rings and bracelets, necklaces and earrings. There's stunning pieces that will tell your lady that you care enough to give her the very best. We have a large selection of estate and vintage jewelry if that suits her fancy. Or if she's more contemporary, come and see our collection of avant-garde, trend-setting eye-catchers. This Christmas, put a Russell Brothers box under the tree, and when she opens that box, she's going to be thrilled and you're going to be a hero. Russell Brothers Fine Jewelers, 4646 Poplar at Perkins. Let us help you be the best Santa.
Now, back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again, it's the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
She's a good girl, loves her mama.
To Oxford we go in a second. It's brought to you by Conway Services, heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, and of course their famous 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-Up. So important in the winter because now they throw in, John's always thinking of you, he's throwing in a safety inspection on your heating system. They take their state-of-the-art camera, they go into your system to make sure everything is operating perfectly, no leaks. Then they do a carbon monoxide test. And they do that all for $69, and you got the peace of mind knowing your system is safe and ready for the cold winter nights that have already arrived. And by the way, two other things happen. Your system lasts longer, and you save money on your MLGW bill. All you got to do is make the call, 384-3511, Conway Services, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. To Oxford we go. Mike Fitzsimmons joining us now. Oh, I should say that those of you on the AutoZone text line, we thank you. We forgot one guy in this list, Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin, since Fulmer. Kiffin, Dooley, Jones, Pruitt, Heupel, that's 5. If you were to leave to go to Oklahoma, that would be 6 coaches since Philip Fulmer went away, if that is the case. Mikey Fitzsimmons was involved in several Egg Bowls himself. And This was a good one this week. No question about it. Your Rebels come out winners. Actually, most people were well behaved at the game, I thought. I think there's some respect between Leach and Kiffin. But the Rebels have – it's hard to believe, Mike, that's their first 10-win regular season. Good morning.
Good morning, David. In the history of the program, and it's really amazing to think 2 years ago, David, we were discussing the infamous field goal situation, and they call it the miss and piss down here, if you remember.
Yeah.
And it actually, David, started Matt Luke being let go, and from that one touchdown, Elijah Moore, and then the missed extra point, and everything that happened, it cascaded and just dominoed effect a bunch of changes. But you know what? That's in the past. The Egg Bowl was a wonderful game, and it was handled with class. I thought both teams played hard. Kudos to Mississippi State, but the Rebels won out, and defensively they played well. And man, David, you know where this program was just 2 years ago. It's amazing to think what Lane Kiffin and that staff has done in where they were collecting talent. And you talk about stats. Here goes the trivia question I found interesting, David. There's only 3 football coaches that have taken programs and won 10 games at 3 different programs, and Lane Kiffin is one of them. Who would be the other 2? Winning 10 games at a program, and he's done it at 3 different places.
Nick Saban would be one, right? Nick Saban would be one.
Okay.
Mac Brown?
No. David, it's kind of a pretty good trivia question, and you're not very good at this anyway. We've kind of done this on the golf course, if you remember.
So, all right. So
it's Brady
Nick's.
Hoke. It's Brady Hoke, okay?
Okay, I wouldn't have met him.
And Hugh Freeze.
Oh, and Hugh Freeze.
Yeah, they're the 3 coaches that have taken 3 different programs, 10 wins.
Well,
So,
I'm going to tell you right now, look up Nick Saban. I guarantee you, we know he won 10 games at LSU. He won a national championship. We know he's won 10 games at Alabama. What did he do at with the MAC school that he was at? He had to win 10 games there.
Probably. He's Coach Saban. The guy's got how about that football game, David? The Iron Bowl.
Oh my goodness!
Quadruple.
Well, all you got to do is pick up a 3rd and 1, or all you got to do is fall down and stay in bounds. I give the defense of Alabama credit for dragging the guy out of bounds. It was unbelievable how they came back and won that game. Now, big debate. Would you, like Ryan Silverfield or like Leopold at Kansas, on your first possession, would you have gone for the 2-point conversion instead of kicking to play more overtimes against an Alabama team that I think he had 26 yards rushing in regulation?
Yeah, you know what? I don't think there's any doubt. The Auburn coaching staff's probably getting some criticism over there, and Coach Harsin. But you know, David, they also had a pretty bad loss where they were up. I believe up 28-10 with LSU at home, and had them come back. Mississippi State.
Yeah.
So you know, look, this is the Iron Bowl. It's a whole different environment, and you know, I'll bet you that coaching staff, having had not been at Auburn before, you cannot imagine what it's like, the intensity that ratchets up over there during that week, David. You know, coaching staff coming from all over the country, and you come to Auburn, Alabama, and now you're in the middle of it. And I'm gonna tell you what, the Iron Bowl is something that's an intensity at a level that is something special and fun to watch. But what a football game! I'll tell you what, those 2 teams and student athletes got after it, and there was a passion and a pride, and that's good to see, because you know, you watch games nowadays, David, and you don't always see that. And man, it was just fun to see. Kids, they got after it in a hard, clean fashion, and it was great college football, great rivalry weekend.
Urban Meyer, by the way, won 10 games at. I'm just thinking of this offhand: Florida, Ohio State, and Utah. Got to be. He won 3 games. He's 3 schools.
You know what? We can keep doing this. We've done this for years.
Well, I'm just telling you. You said there were only 2 or 3. You mentioned Freeze, Kiffin, and Brady Hoke. Okay, I wouldn't have gotten him. Urban Meyer, Nick Saban. I'm going to find more for you. You were terrible on the golf course, too.
David, look, Bolo, I know I'm probably right and you're wrong, and it's just a Monday morning. Can we just move along here?
Okay, well, we will move along to this tough question, your last tough question of the day. Lane Kiffin, rumored to be the choice probably of Miami if that's the case. Will he stay in Oxford, or will he – there's so many great programs open. Will Lane Kiffin stay in Oxford?
He loves the fish. I love the fish, and there's sardines here, but I don't think that compares to quite the Atlantic. But no, I'm betting my money that Lane Kiffin stays at Ole Miss, and this is his program. He's put a lot of work in it. It's not perfect. I mean, he's smoothing it out. Recruiting's got to get a little better, a little more consistent.
Would he go to LSU if they threw out $13 million to him like they threw to Lincoln Riley?
You know what, David? If you win the rat race, you're still a rat. And I think he's been through that with the money part. I don't think that's going to lure him. Just something tells me, and this is just from afar, that he's got a comfort level here. His father's here. He loves the fish. He loves the nightlife. But they make private jets, and Ole Miss is got some. So I think that when it's all said and done, Coach Lane Kiffin stays and continues to lead Rebel Nation, and I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's going. He's a guy that wants to finish what he started, and he's wanting to put a pretty big name on things, and that's his name, and it's a pretty good legacy when you think about Monty Kiffin and what he's meant to college football. Lane Kiffin's got it going on down here. It's going to be fun to watch in the next few years. I don't think he's going anywhere, David. I could be wrong.
All right. Fitzy, we'll talk Bowls matchups next week. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate it.
My man, David. Thank you. Have a great day.
That is Fitzy down in Oxford, brought to you by Old Dominick. And you know that if you're looking for something unique, Old Dominick is the place for you. First of all, the products are great. You'll love those. And you get to taste them if you take the 45-minute sensory journey they call their tour. And it's cool. It's neat because it's 45 minutes. You learn about their history and old Domenico Canelli, the founder who came to this country with nothing. And what a great story that is. Then you learn about the crafts of distilling these great spirits from grain to glass. You'll learn about how it's all done, and then you get to taste the Old Dominick portfolio of spirits. And by the way, they got a really neat bar that you will enjoy all of that portfolio if you want to. Fancy and old-fashioned, they got it for you. You've got mixologists there under the watchful eye of their master distiller, Alex Castle. Go check it out. You'll love it. Visit olddominick.com. You get bar hours. You get tour availabilities. You'll love everything about the only distillery in Memphis right there in the heart of downtown on Front Street. That is Old Dominick. We are back with our friend TJ Reeves in Tampa in just a minute.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
The holidays are fast approaching, so start on your list now at Mid-South Hobbies. E-Flight Airplanes, Athearn Trains. Mid-South Hobbies has a huge selection of cars, trucks, and boats from Arma, Losi, Axial 1/10 and 1/24 scale cars, trucks, and crawlers. Spectrum batteries and all accessories are here now. Santa shops local. Hope you do too. Make your holidays fun and exciting at Mid-South Hobbies. Open 7 days a week at 4862 Summer at Mendenhall. Call 901-682-9402 for more details and information. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Mid-South Hobbies. I was getting my coffee today, Jose, and I heard there's a new way to get our jobs done at a price we want to pay for them. Grow profits and find new workers.
Sure, boss.
I downloaded the ZipCat construction app, Jose. Used the work icon, created the job description, and priced it.
Yes, boss.
Another contractor will buy it, and we got 3 days to accept and mutually approve the job, Jose.
Sure thing.
New concept. No more estimates. We control our price with ZipCat. Contractors, plumbers, electricians, etc. Find jobs listed with the ZipCat app. Download the ZipCat app now for free on the App Store and Google Play. ZipCat app, the best tool in your toolbox.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One with a preview of NFC action coming up from the nation's capital when the Washington football team takes on the Seattle Seahawks. Washington has won 2 straight, including an impressive win at the Panthers last week. Quarterback Taylor Heineke says the offense is growing more confident each game.
I feel like I've played better just by going out there and having fun, being myself, let the personality come out, and I think that kind of rubs off on some other guys. I know we just trust each other, and we trust the play call, and we just go out there and try and execute it. So it's been going well for the last 2 weeks.
For Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, they're looking to get back in the win column after back-to-back losses following Wilson's return from finger surgery. Join Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner and me for all the action on Monday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your wipers are streaking. It might be time for a new set. We've got a great deal to help you get the job done and be ready for the weather ahead. Right now, you can get a $15 AutoZone gift card by mail or email when you buy 2 Bosch Envision wiper blades. And we've got even more ways to shop. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
For the ones who get going when the going gets tough. And the ones who know we're tougher together. For the Pathfinders breaking new ground. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as fast access to experts and 24/7 customer support. Because we know you have people depending on you, so you can always depend on us. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Now, back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56, presented by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again, it's the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
TJ in Tampa in a minute. I'll let you know he's brought to you by James Davis Men's Store in the Laurelwood Shopping Center. By the way, second night of Hanukkah tonight. Anybody interested? If I'm looking for any kind of gift, go to see Rob Joyner. Go see him at James Davis. That's what I would love. I'd love a Stant shirt. I'd love these Stant pants. I finally figured out the Stant pants because, you know, sometimes my waist fits, but my butt doesn't. Sometimes it butt fits in the back of your leg where your hamstrings are. That's baggy. You do 2 measurements with the pants, and it fits perfect. 3 measurements with the shirt. You can button your collar to tie your tie without any problem. I'm telling you, this algorithm that Stant has figured out, it's the best custom-fitting shirts and pants in America. And the only place you can get those are at James Davis Men's Store. All the holiday fashions are in. Go see the guys who've been there forever. That is at James Davis Men's Store, the men's store of Memphis, in the Laurelwood Shopping Center. Our friend TJ Reeves joins us now. Always a pleasure to chat. And I got to start with your guy, Tom Brady, did it again. I want to say I saw this graphic. I think in his career, how many comeback wins in the fourth quarter, last drive to win the game, has Tom Brady had in his career now?
I believe that is an even 50. I may be wrong. It's either 49 or 50.
I thought it was 49. I thought that's what it said. 49. Unbelievable.
When you have that many, you almost do lose track of all of this.
Yeah.
Good to be with you off the Thanksgiving weekend. I hope everybody got enough to eat in the River City. I know it's Hanukkah as well. We got holidays going on here. The Christmas tree is up in the Reeves household.
Wow.
And that was like an early present, whether it was Hanukkah or Christmas, for the Buccaneers to come from behind and win a game that arguably they had no business winning, down by 10 with the Colts driving in the third quarter. But they flipped the game around. They won it. And it made for a happy flight home last night, a happy post-game show with the coach. As you well know, you live this, you do it yourself.
Could you fly
Memphis.
with the
happy
team?
Everything.
Could you fly with the team this time?
No flying with the team
okay.
still. They flew separately. We waved to them as they took off on the charter and we're at the Indianapolis airport. But we did make it home. These are first world problems. We got there, we got back, and all is well with a win to get to 8-3.
And can I just give out a little PSA? Because we are seeing now more and more, and I've been watching these news stories on TV. Like, here you go. You got your Christmas tree up already. There have been people that have been putting up stuff, like, after Halloween now. We start doing I don't mind it. Anything that's joy-related, come on. Bring it on. I love all these decorations. We got Hanukkah decorations. We got Thanksgiving decorations. We got Halloween decorations. Now we're right into Christmas. People are getting their trees really early. And a tree, according to the experts, shouldn't be in a house for more than 2 weeks. So what they're saying is you have to keep the tree watered. And if you see the needles dropping a lot, you might want to think about getting that tree out of there. Otherwise, it becomes a fire hazard. So I'm doing this. Yes, a tinderbox. So I'm saying this to you because you already got your tree up here and it shouldn't be there for longer than 2 weeks.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Plastic tree in the Reeves household. It looks fantastic, but it is not the real McCoy because Mrs. Reeves and I both allergic, so that ain't happening.
Okay.
So we got the twins might want that, but it would have to be a tree out on the pool patio deck outside of the house.
You're
so
so
we're not
smart.
inhaling it.
You're just so smart.
So yes, we
do
do have, but you're right. It's a good public service announcement on this because otherwise you end up with one of those scenes out of one of those Home Alone movies where the tree goes up in flames or whatever it is, Christmas Vacation. So we don't want that this holiday season. Everybody take care of it. And plus, you're rattling off all the decorations in the household. Who are you kidding? You're not putting that stuff up and taking it down. That is all Gail. That is all Gail, Mrs. Woloshyn, and others. You are not partaking in that.
Can I say this? Gail loves Halloween. That's where she decorates. After that, we don't. We're not a high profile house. Let me put it like that.
All right.
Okay. All right. Let's get down to coaching carousel because I love talking about it. First of all, could you believe that a guy could turn down $13 million to coach football? Lincoln Riley.
We don't know
what he got at USC, right?
He may have gotten that at USC, but the classic thing, because it was everywhere Saturday night, is he taking the LSU job as soon as the game is over?
Right.
Is Lincoln Riley standing in that post-game press conference in Stillwater and saying, I'm not taking the LSU job?
Right.
That's because he's taking the other initials, the USC job.
But he didn't say that at the time. He led everybody in Norman to believe he was staying.
Well, I mean, there is no more loyalty with any of this, with guys jumping every which direction, the players jumping with every which direction, and I just saw a little while ago, much like Wolo rolls on the private aircraft everywhere, when they roll out the red carpet in Hollywood for Wolo, they roll it out for Lincoln Riley, too. The family just landed there. They're going to have the news conference, and this is going to be bonkers. I mean, that is the first of several dominoes, because now who does Oklahoma get? But LSU is open. Florida filled theirs. Right. Virginia Tech still open. Washington still open. Miami may still fire Manny Diaz. That might be open. So this is far from done over this week and after this weekend.
And honestly, because of these dominoes, it affects a couple of the regional interests in this town. We carry the Ole Miss Rebels. Would Miami make a hard play for Lane Kiffin, a place he's already coached outside of there in Boca when he was at Florida Atlantic? He's mentioned highly in that search. The
only thing I know, just to stop you, about Lane Kiffin is he's either going to get $2 or $3 million more from LSU or Miami or Ole Miss. It's good to be him. He's going to get more money one of those locations.
No doubt about it. I don't know. Would they offer him $13 million to go to LSU as well? That would be hard to turn down. The other one is Josh Heupel. That's Oklahoma's born and bred guy, right?
Right. Now, the dynamic there, it's interesting. He won the national title. He was the offensive coordinator, and then Bob Stoops fired him, actually.
Right.
And so you wonder, is there still hurt feelings there for him to even consider going back? But you bring up a great point. That's where he played.
Right. And
I don't know.
Let's say this. The problem was with Stoops, not necessarily the university. So, although Bob is coming back to coach the bowl game, which is the weirdest story of all of them, right?
Are they going to talk him into just hanging on and being the coach?
I don't know.
Is that what's going to happen in Oklahoma?
That could happen. I could see that happen.
From what I've been told, he very much wants a crack at the NFL, and that's why he was doing the XFL thing with the Dallas franchise, was to do that maybe for a year and then have a swipe at the Cowboys or some other job in the NFL. So I can't see that Bob Stoops wants to go back to college football after being out of it now for 3 or 4 years. But stranger things have happened. Maybe they woo him to come back off the bowl game. I don't know, but it's going to be crazy because you have to believe there are several coaches coaching this weekend in a championship game that will now, depending on what happens, maybe look to jump to another one of these jobs that's open. Let's see.
What's the reaction around the state to Billy Napier getting the job at Florida? And this is a guy LSU in their backyard didn't even look at.
It depends on who you talk to. There are several staunch Gators that I do talk to, and it's like mixed. A couple of them think this is a serious step down. Then there's a couple more that say, hey, great recruiter, up-and-comer. This is exactly what we need. I don't know. He's not been on this kind of stage as a head coach, obviously, but you don't know until you get the chance on this kind of stage. He has been a successful head coach at Louisiana, or as they call it, Tim Brando always calls it Louisiana. Right. So he's done well at Louisiana, the Ray-John Cajuns, but this is a whole different animal. And I think we may have talked on your show, I was certainly talking with Brett on the podcast, that this is not the Steve Spurrier Florida job anymore. I mean, after you fired Will Muschamp and you fired Jim McElwain and now you've off and fired Dan Mullen, you can have this arrogance about your program and who you're going to get, but there are a lot of other coaches watching that saying, why do I want to go there if in a year or two I'm fired and on my head because I didn't win enough in 1 or 2 seasons or 2 or 3 seasons? So Napier kind of fits that build of a guy looking to move up into a Power 5 conference, and we'll see how he does. But, yeah, it's definitely a mixed reaction right now in Florida, in Gatorland.
I think that's a good hire. I think Billy Napier is really a pretty good coach. This is far from over.
Well, he's a recruiter. I know you want to move on. He's a recruiter, and Mullen had stopped the recruiting stuff. And so there are a lot of Gator people saying, okay, we'll take somebody that's at least rolling the sleeves up and getting us players, because even if he doesn't coach them up, then maybe the next guy that comes in has a full cupboard and he coaches them up. We'll see.
We'll see. As always, my friend, we do appreciate it. Where are you guys this week?
We will head to Atlanta, an easy one. I will be in Atlanta for the SEC title game. I'm trying to finagle a way into Alabama, Georgia, because we don't play until the next day at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So if I get there, I'll report back. You have a great week. And we'll see what happens as everything unfolds on the carousel and everything else that's going on. You guys be well.
You too. Happy holidays to you.
Yes,
Hope you
sir.
Had a great Thanksgiving. All right. Thank you, Teach. We appreciate it. TJ Reeves down in Tampa. So he mentions the Alabama-Georgia game, and that is going to be one we're all watching. I think Alabama is the luckiest football team around. They should have had a third loss. They've played close to a lot of teams that are not that good. Their offensive line appears to this might be the worst offensive line from Alabama in a few years. I cannot see them beating Georgia. That line opened up at 4.5. That's crazy.
Quarterfinal.
It's a quarterfinal. Yeah, well,
maybe.
I don't think it is for Georgia. I think Georgia is in no matter what, right? This way, like Oklahoma State loses out, if they were to win their game, which they should, it'll be fun watching all the games next Saturday with all the meaning. Hopefully by this time tomorrow, Memphis knows what bowl they are going to. Tomorrow we'll talk a little bit more about the Tigers and the turnover woes. We thank Michael Fitzsimmons and TJ Reeves. Johnny Radio is next. Have a great day, everyone.
The folks at home